James Gunn, of course, is the brand new CEO of DC Studios. Of course, well, co-CEO alongside Peter Safran, but nobody talks about him. It's all about James Gunn. So, James Gunn and Peter Safran have now been in power for a little over a week now. They took over November 1st. That was when they officially started their new jobs as co-CEOs, taking over and heading DC film, TV, and animation, and basically creating the DC Studios brand. And so, of course, we know James Gunn and Peter Safran and kind of David Zaslav's big interest in the DC brand is to build out a long-term plan. Basically they want to follow the MCU model, and especially with James Gunn coming from the MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy, he knows a little bit about that. So I'm really excited for this. I've been really excited to see what kind of things James Gunn is going to do. He is a comics fan. He knows the source material. He knows the characters. So, this is something I've been really excited for. Now, one of the projects that I know a lot of fans have been wanting for a while now and are hoping that now that James Gunn is in power, he can bring this to life is Justice League 2. Or not necessarily Justice League 2, but at least another Justice League movie. Because we know, 2017 Justice League movie, that didn't go well. Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut, the fans loved it, but it just didn't really get that much viewership on HBO Max. That went nowhere. But we want a new Justice League movie, whether that is most likely not going to be another Zack Snyder movie, but I just want another Justice League movie. This is one of the best and easiest ways to bring together this connected universe. Just bring these heroes together. Bring back Wonder Woman and Aquaman and maybe the Flash if they get a different actor, and Henry Cavill Superman, and one of the Batmen, whichever one it is, and give us a Justice League movie. Bring in the new characters like Shazam and Dr. Fate and Hawkman. And now that is exactly what is rumored today, as Casey Walsh, of course, frequent scooper we talk about pretty often here on the channel, a very reliable source, is saying that James Gunn, one of the first things he's done in his power role at DC Studios is not only set a Justice League movie in development, but officially get a director with Andy Muschietti, who of course is the director of the Flash movie, which we have heard great things about that movie. Obviously the big thing we've been talking about with the Flash is, Ezra Miller and all the problems with the release of that film. But other than that, when it comes to like actual screenings and people that have seen the movie, from what we've heard, the Flash is a fantastic film. So taking those reviews and that into consideration, I think he would be a great director for a Justice League movie, because especially the Flash isn't really just a Flash movie, it's a multiverse movie. So you got the Flash in there, but you got multiple Batman, you got Supergirl, you got cameos from all these Justice League characters, so it makes sense that this would be the guy to take over the Justice League franchise. And this, like I said, this is just awesome. Like, to get another Justice League movie, this makes sense, bringing all these characters together. It's kind of rumored that the Flash movie, it is still going to be kind of a soft reboot to this universe, but it will be, it'll be doing some multiverse shenanigans. Some stuff's going to happen in Batfleck. We're getting Michael Keaton's Batman. Maybe that's happening, maybe that's not. We still don't know exactly what's happening on that front, but I just hope that by the end of this, now that we have one, or I guess technically two, cohesive heads at the top of this table to really set a plan in motion here, can really bring this universe together and finally hopefully get DC to the level of the MCU and just get some sort of connectivity going on here, because when they tried it before, it didn't end up working out, and then they went into doing just standalone projects that are in the same universe but not really connecting a whole bunch. But just give us a Justice League movie, bring these characters back together, whether it is the whole original cast from the first Justice League movie, plus some additions, get in some Green Lantern in there, maybe bring back Cyborg, whether that's Ray Fisher or not, Black Adam, who knows how Black Adam could be involved here. Speaking of Justice League, I did a video about a month or probably two months ago now at this point about basically when the news first came out that they were looking for DC's Kevin Feige and they wanted a 10-year plan for this cohesive DC universe. I made a video about how I would reboot the DC universe and how I would structure it with all the solo films, the Justice League movies, all that stuff. Actually, you know, if you haven't seen those yet, definitely make sure to go check those out. It's a 2-part video. Part one is like kind of like the phase 1 of the DC universe, and then phase 2. So I actually really enjoyed making those videos. And it took a lot to make them. So really appreciate it if you go check them out if you haven't already. But one of the big things I was talking about there is how I want to see a live action Justice League movie not just go straight into the dark side apocalypse stuff like we did with the 2017 and Snyder Cut versions of Justice League. I want to start on a smaller scale where you do something like Justice League versus the Legion of Doom. This would be a perfect way to bring in some interconnectivity, not only bringing the heroes together, but bringing the villains together as well. Because we got some really cool villains coming up. Of course, Black Manta is making his return for Aquaman 2. We got, you know, well, actually, we don't really know a whole lot about what other villains are going to be coming up. Shazam 2, I doubt any of those villains would return after that. But, you know, there's a lot of potential out there. James Gunn, of course, he's going to be wanting to fold in the whole Suicide Squad corner of this universe, Peacemaker, all that stuff. Rumors of a Checkmate HBO Max series and this whole Amanda Waller-centric storyline. So I think this is really an awesome idea that we are getting a new Justice League movie. Andy Muschietti, I think, is the perfect choice for this directing role. And, I'm excited for this. Again, it's by no means confirmed, but it is coming from a reliable scooper, so for now, just consider rumor, take it with a grain of salt. But I think this makes a lot of sense, and I really do hope that this ends up being true. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this rumor that Andy Muschietti is going to direct Justice League 2 for the DCU, which of course is what this universe has now been rebranded as? It's no longer the DCEU, it's now just the DCU. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.